Our eparchy serves the heartland of America. We include 12 states, and right now we're in the greater Chicago area. Sometimes it's called Chicagoland, but we are not in Illinois, where Chicago is. We're right over the border from Chicago in the state of Indiana. And we're in a small city called Whiting, but this very small city is overwhelmed in a sense with the presence of many Byzantine Catholics from all over the United States. Our church in Whiting, St. Mary, is hosting the third Metropolitan Assembly. Our Metropolitan William, the Archbishop of Pittsburgh, together with the Council of Hierarchs, and I'm a part of that, has called all the faithful, the clergy, the monastics of our entire Metropolitan Church in this country, and also the Eparchy of Toronto, Byzantine Catholics in Canada, to this assembly.
Because the United States is so large, it was the idea of our bishops, especially of blessed memory, Bishop Basil Schott, to bring clergy together. Then Archbishop, our current Archbishop, Metropolitan Skurla, he had the idea to bring the whole church together. So now we have laity, clergy, everybody coming together. And that's important for us because we're so far flung, we're so sparse and so spread out, that coming together, it not only makes fellowship and strengthens relationships, strengthens our church, but it's exchange of ideas. And it's a place that we come and people will learn things too because of the talks. You know, we have very fine presenters here that maybe are teaching something new to people, and they can be challenged even. And also the people get to contribute. So it's just a very dynamic, kind of organic, vibrant kind of event that is going to strengthen our church, teach people, bring us together, have a great exchange of ideas. And nowadays, of course, with social media, we can go from here and stay in touch with each other too, and keep exchanging ideas and the friendships that they made here. So that's what's behind this Metropolitan Assembly.
So a year and a half ago, the Council of Hierarchs invited me to be the chairman for the committee for the 2025 Assembly. So I said yes before I knew what I was getting myself into. And then I've been spending the last year and a half planning this event with a committee of 12 priests throughout the Metropolia, and then other committees planning the actual practicalities of the event. So the first assembly was in the Archieparchy of Pittsburgh in 2021. The second assembly was in the Eparchy of Passaic in 2023. And the third assembly is here in Parma in 2025. And then the fourth assembly will be in Phoenix in 2027. So, and then maybe, Toronto in 2029.
St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church is the oldest church in the Midwest and one of the founding churches that sent priests out from our church to missionary territories as far out as Colorado. So in our bones has been this missionary activity. In our bones has been being the mother church to gather all Byzantine Catholics to ourselves. And we've been blessed by the grace of God for a revitalization that's taken place within the parish community. So we're so grateful to be able to give that gift of revitalization away to the wider church.
First part of the assembly is called the Clergy Days, and those focus in on matters as clergy that we discuss. So we invite outside speakers to come in and focus in on leadership and parish life and seminary life. And so those are very geared and specific to the clergy. But then we also have a closed-door session where the clergy and the bishops could talk in a very private forum about what's going on in their parishes and exchange ideas. And then the people part, which is everybody. So it's the clergy and the people together. And I think one of the geniuses of the assembly is that there is really no distinction made. The priests and the bishops are sitting in the chairs just like the people, and they're mingling and talking with their people. So we form just one flock, one family.
So I was invited to be a part of the planning committee about 2 years ago, right after the last assembly that took place in New Jersey. We knew it would take place in the Chicago area, and I was recruited to be on the team and help with logistics and the details and everything in between. Making a partnership with the YMCA because the facilities of the church, they just have the hall, which has been great, but this beautiful historic building down the street. And then also the young adults are staying at the apartment building a block away that the college rents out, and coordinating with the credit union to do the alfresco dinner in downtown lighting, and we're going to the orchestra concert tonight. So, and the live podcast at a local brewery, that was another Father Andrew idea. So he really brought the local community perspective into some of those more social community-oriented activities. And then collaborating with Father Cyril on the programming and the presentation and the different choose-your-own-adventure activities kind of within the assembly.
Glory to Jesus Christ. If you're here from Lighting, why don't you give yourselves a hand? Blessing of being a Byzantine Catholic priest here and a great member of this fine community that is Whiting, Indiana.
Always exciting in Whiting.
Always exciting in Whiting. It's LA, you might think of Texas. So we're gathering here in the heart of the Midwest to be with you tonight, here at the Standard Tap Room here in Whiting. Just gather a little bit of faith, gather a little bit of fellowship, and to just talk a little bit. And the people who can start the conversation best are my two friends here tonight. Father Michael O'Loughlin, he's an inspiration to me. When I'm bored, I play on Facebook. When he's bored, he teaches homeless people how to play drums. And Mother Natalia is a member of our monastery, Christ the Bridegroom, and they run a regular podcast that's being signed up.
When Rome found out we were doing this assembly and stuff, and they understood what we were doing with the whole synodal process, they became very interested. The Dicastery for Eastern Churches asked to participate, and we invited them to participate in the assembly. So Archbishop Michel Jalac, from the Secretary to the Congregation, attended the whole assembly. So we were very blessed with his presence.
So I came here to represent the dicastery. So to say to the people and to this church here, Byzantine Church of United States, that we are with them. We feel this church. We follow up their issues, and we want to share with them their experience. So this is why I came here. The Cardinal was invited. He couldn't come, but he insisted. He told me, please go on my behalf. I tell them that as dicastery, we care about this church and we want to be with them. And as a message, we asked the Pope, and we were surprised really that the Pope himself sent a message, special message to this assembly of the Church of the Byzantine Church, and I was really happy to bring this and this message and to read it in front of all the participants.
Yeah, the main thing is just to bring the people together, and the first thing is just to pray together, and we have different hierarchical liturgies and other religious services there, that you come together and pray and realize that if you're in San Diego, California, or you're in New York City, you have the same spiritual life, in the parish, and also in their own personal prayer life, that the Byzantine and Eastern Catholic traditions are something that are common to all of them.
And so it's a great blessing for us to come together and to meet. It's like a family reunion. And so the lay faithful delight in being with one another, seeing people they've not seen in a long time or people they've never met before. It's the same with bishops. We enjoy being together and supporting one another. The priests, the deacons, the nuns, the monastics. It's so important for them when they don't see each other often, spread out all over the country and in Canada as well, to come together and have this very blessed time.
Yesterday morning's talk by Father Andrew and his wife Laura about the growth of their church and the revitalization that they have been a part of in their community. I definitely want to take some ideas home from that. I was actually writing notes last night and I plan to use that as a model to present to our own parish.
And the fact that because we're united in this church and with this liturgy and the prostopinia, this brings us together in such a profound way, right? That even though I'm not a ethnic, from Eastern Europe, right? But we have this connection that goes across in even some shared experiences that. It like I said, it's like family, and we get to eat together, we get to sing together and pray together, and we get to talk, and it's absolutely just a fantastic weekend.
I think Christ doesn't really have borders, right? And regardless of where we're from, whether we're from Texas or from Rome or from Canada, we all came together as a family, brothers and sisters in Christ, and we prayed, we celebrated together, and we dedicated our lives to Christ together.
I want people to know that the Byzantine Catholic Church has a source of divine revelation that's peculiarly its own. That means that we have the demand upon us to proclaim the gospel, and we can do it beautifully from the heart of the Byzantine tradition. So I hope that everybody here got some tools to be able to do that proclaiming of the gospel to take home with them to their parishes.
So to be a Byzantine Catholic in the world today means being countercultural, holding to something that is ancient and beautiful, something that can be fulfilling without mobile devices or electronics or quick media, but is something where we can take our time to sing the praises of God, to worship Him in a beautiful atmosphere with iconography and incense and ancient ritual, and yet to be able to return to the world and to show others, look how I've been fed. Look how I can live a life of peace, even on all the chaos, amid all the chaos of the world, and how I can really come to a greater relationship with Christ in this community, even throughout the country, US, Canada, that's called the Byzantine Catholic Church.
I think I have to agree with Metropolitan William when he said, I just want people to be able to go home with at least one idea, and because one idea can change the world, and their parishes can be revitalized and deepen their faith in Jesus.